So here they are in the thing. I'm gonna stick it back in the box. Okay, look what I got my hands on. I found it. It's mine. Yay. I have a tiny one that like fits in here. But it's mostly stained like with acrylic, but I got this one and I'm a little bit excited to use it. So I'm gonna start using it. I like the ceramic plates a lot, and I have ceramic things everywhere. So I am going to be working on some water stuff for the Q class I'm taking. These are the watercolors, the Mungyo watercolors that come in these like little half pans, and that handle like comes out and it holds the pans. So when I looked these up, everyone said that these were probably like student artist grade, but they actually do have pigment and other information down on the side. It's just not otherwhere in the packaging, so you have to write that down because when you tear this off, it's gone unless you paste it somewhere, I guess. So I have two things I'm going to do today, which is take a drink. Which I'm going to swatch this because I haven't done that yet, and write down all their information, and that's probably going to take me a while. And then, see, look, I used to have a smaller one of these a long time ago, and these are great for drying off your brush. I mean, you could put water in there, use the water and clean it off, but I like my water cups for that. But I needed something that didn't send the paint except for when I was trying to dry off a brush, which is the problem that I was having. I don't know if you can see this. Let me show you what's happening in my lap. Grr. There's a pug. Okay, back to where we go. Okay, let's center that a bit. So yay, but I shouldn't need this today since I'm just doing watercolor. This is more for my other adventures in painting, but it was part of the stuff I was unboxing today. So that's not food, dude. The pugs are up here, or the pug and the Chigi are up here because they believe that wrappers mean food. So they're up here with me while I do this. So I have one of my favorite water brushes. I need to pull some of these out. These Comb Memory Point brushes that I got with the class. I got a couple of sizes. This one, which Quibble immediately grabbed and chewed. Like, I took it out of the box, and that's what he did. But it's still usable if he didn't chew the tip. He only got the end. So there we go. And so I have no idea what size this used to be. Maybe the video will tell me when I go through that lesson. But first I'm going to swatch, and I'm going to try something different. So this is the current watercolor book I'm working in. But I have this mixed media. I went ahead and I re-swatched my Koi watercolors, which I have no idea what the colors are or anything. I didn't keep I don't have the original packaging, and I wasn't going to look it up. And then my Batat kit watercolors that I kept all these years, I figured I would kind of swatch those. Not the best swatch, just kind of getting an idea, and I might go back and do a color wheel. And then I messed around a lot. But yeah, so I'm going to try something different with swatching, which is I've been watching a few videos on it, so I'm going to try a couple different things to have a mix and a list with all the information. The Batat doesn't have any color information. It doesn't even have a color name or anything on the tubes. And it has all the mixture in it, but it doesn't tell you what the pigments actually are or anything. So but I'm going to go ahead and unpackage these and build up what I'm going to swatch on here. So I went into this long rant about light fastness and pigments and things like that, and there's some important information that I did want to say, but you didn't need to listen to me for that long. So here's my Mungyo paint palette now. As you can see, after I've used it a bit, started using it. So all the information is disappeared because it was on the label. I do have a close-up of one that I'm going to put up here. Okay, so let's talk about this really quickly. Light fastness, pigments, etc. Light fastness is when your piece is exposed to a great amount of light and how long it will last. What does last mean? It doesn't mean disappear. It could mean fade. It could mean change color. It could mean that it loses volume. There's a bunch of different things about what last means. Basically, is it different than when you finished the painting? Now, once you add items to it, once you add filler, binder, and everything like that, that degrades light fastness, right? We're looking at these Mungyo. They are a 3, so that is, good. So it goes the standard. I'm going to link down below to the Mungyo chart that lists all the pigments, colors, light fastness, and opacity, because they do have that on their website, as well as the ASTM documentation. So 1 is the best, 2 is excellent, 3 is good. Anything like 4 or 5, that's where it's really bad, and usually it's not even put on the thing. Now, there are some issues here because those are pigment information. So if they have certain pigments are considered more light fast than others, and even then there's disagreement. For example, Prussian blue, the pigment that is used in Prussian blue has carbon in it, and so therefore people consider that not light fast just because of the pigment. But it'll have a higher light fast rating in a lot of paints because it is considered light fast by the standard, the ASTM standard. Then it gets weirder. It also depends on what medium you use. So watercolors right now, these are the least light fast. Then you're going to move up through gouache and acrylics, oils, pastels being the most light fast because they're pure pigment. Sorry, everybody. The dogs want attention. Kerr's got his bone. So, honestly, are these professional? They list information. And really, that's going to be my criteria. Student grade, less professional, are not going to list the information. They at least list, and they're at least at a 3. And honestly, you can mix and match. And just because it's listed with a 3 light fastness doesn't mean that's the end of the world for what you're doing. There are ways to get around it, of course, fixatives, UV glass. Some people are way more worried about it than others, and they're gonna just make sure. But honestly, for most of what I do, I'm not that worried about it. But I did want to say something about it. So, where I put the shot that I took, you can see there that Mungyo does list that information as well as on the site. So I'll have those links below, as well as a nifty blog that I found specifically about these paints. So I really hope that helps. think my favorite part is honestly messing around with what all the watercolor I have going and just doing fun stuff. I'll have to say that while these tend to be a little bit dark, I actually really kind of like that and how thick they are. And it's actually quite a lot of fun to see what you're gonna get out of that. And I always think it's interesting to listen to different artists and what they think, and it is really all over the board. It's what you make of it. And I think there's a lot to that. That what you find is kind of like your own way and what you kind of like, and knowing that when an artist shows you or does things, you know, it's what they like, and maybe you'll like that, maybe you won't. I don't know. Kind of do, buddy. He's a bunny. And I'm just messing around with, just drawing little things. Kind of like this pink I've created. It's kind of puce color, I guess. I always like that color. Victorian purple. Pastel purple? I don't know. There we go. Those back where they go. So I'm probably, ooh. So I touched the top of yellow and it came right off. Oh. And that's supposed to be, you know, transparent. My yellow is not really transparent. I'm gonna tell you, it's thick. There's a lot of pigment in it, like my fingers. I'm gonna go back and put the numbers though on each of these so that I can figure out what they are on that chart. I could go back to chart because I have the name, but knowing what they are on the pan since they aren't numbered, that'll probably be a good thing to do. Clean that off. Yay, so there you go. There's my version of the one. So I got this idea from Sade. Sade? I think it's pronounced Sade. If I pronounce that wrong, it's horrible. And she has a nice YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below. Because I put some weird rambling stuff on her own videos while I was trying to figure stuff out. She's probably like, who's this crazy person? But I found her because I was looking for some tutorials on gouache and found out some other nifty stuff that I didn't know. And that was kind of cool. And I don't agree with her and everything, but she also has like a nifty little Skillshare about choosing gouache types. And she did this kind of palette, and I really liked it. So I thought I'd try it out, or at least a version of it. Since hers is gouache, she has like the black line and stuff like that. And she's not doing as many colors on one, but you know, I just liked kind of how she did it, so I thought I'd try it. And so it's kind of cool. So I'm going to try to put a link to her channel below, as well as a link to these colors, and go from there. I hope you enjoyed